Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on their charts. Don't forget this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on their charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's take a look at how the market finished up this week. You could see the S&P 500 finished the day yesterday up 0.04%. The Dow finished down 0.57%, and the NASDAQ finished the day up 0.59%. So it was a pretty good day for the NASDAQ and the S&P to finish green on the day after a pretty tough week for them. With all the selling that's been going on, we've been in the middle of a correction. You could see the buying coming in around late day here or midday. A lot of buying came in there. So that was good to see at the end of a week. And we are going to have a long weekend here with the Martin Luther King holiday. So hopefully everyone's aware of that. And hopefully everybody has a great week next week. And hopefully we will see some green days ahead. Now let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering NIO. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I will provide a link in the upper right hand corner to the most recent one. And you could go back and check that out if you want to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right about now. But yesterday, NIO finished the day green, up 47 cents at $30.88 yesterday. It was up 1.54%. After hours, it was down 7 cents or 0.23%. On the week, NIO was up 6.54%, so pretty good week for NIO here. In the past month, however, it's pretty flat, down 0.37%. In the past 3 months, this stock is down 16.52%. So not doing good in the past 3 months here, and you could see that from the chart. In the past year, NIO is down 48.4%. So pretty much 50% drawdown here for this stock. So let's go back to a year ago and see where this thing was trading at exactly 1 year ago today on the 15th of January. And let's see here. On January 15th, I believe that was right after NIO Day. So this stock was trading around the all-time highs here. And you could see we closed on January 15th at $60.87. Or actually, yes, we did. No, we closed that day at $56. And let me see, January 15th. I'm losing my track here. Okay. $56.27 we closed on January 15th 1 year ago today. So we were near those all-time highs of $66.99. That was right around the time of NIO Day where you saw that huge run up for the stock right before that. And then right after NIO Day, the stock pretty much just sold off. And it's kind of been bleeding off ever since then, all right, with the rising interest rates coming up and these high multiple, high growth stocks and the things going on with China here have not helped out this stock at all. And that's why we've seen this 50% drawdown in the past year here. All right. And you could see, the big run up it had coming from all the way down from a penny stock here. You could see the low of $2.19. This was back in March of 2020, right around the lows of COVID there. And this thing had a massive run up, a big following. Everybody was getting behind the EV stocks. And, this one just ran up to that all-time high we saw there. A nice uptrend, beautiful looking chart. And then it topped out. And then, you see the huge drawdown. But let's get into the support and resistance areas on the chart. And then we'll talk more about what's been going on here. you could see at the top of my chart here, we have a line at 62 or $63. That is been resistance. That's where we need to get back up to, and we need to close a day above there. We've never been able to close above $63. We've been above there intraday, but we never been able to close a daily candle above $63. So that's a resistance right there. We need to get back to that point and close a daily candle above there so we can move on to new highs. That will show me that we've broken that resistance and we can move on to a new all-time high. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking for if we do get back up to that area. Now you could see here I have this gap marked out, and this gap has been lingering ever since coming off of those all-time highs. A lot of people have been waiting for this gap to get filled in here. It's a pretty big gap on the daily chart between $58.03 and $58.65. So that's a 62-cent gap that's been sitting there on that daily chart that has yet to be filled in here. So that's sitting up there waiting to be filled in. So I'm expecting one day we will return to that area to fill that gap in, because most of the time on daily charts we do see gaps get filled in. So keep an eye on that gap there, because I'm expecting that to get filled in sometime in the future here. Okay, so just have that marked on your chart and expect that to get filled in at one point in the future. Okay, now coming down our chart, you could see we did have resistance at $54 and around 40 cents. That's a key area because we got rejected off there a couple times. One back in around November of 2020, and then a second time here in July of 2021. You could see the huge rejection off of there after we tried to run up after falling from those highs. We hit that mark and then got rejected down and fell back to the support of $33 right here, where we have created a base. And it looked like that was a strong area of support there where buyers would come in and buy the dip whenever that stock would reach that $33 area. You could see the multiple bounces right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we had a fifth bounce right here. When it would reach that $33 area, the buyers would come in and cause a reversal, and the stock would bounce off that support there. So that was a strong support area up until right around the beginning of December, when we finally were able to break that support. The bears were finally able to break it, and we fell below there all the way down to $27.80. And that is where we have bottomed out so far. We made a low of $27.52 for now, but it looks like around $27.80 has become our base. I could actually move that up to around $28. You could see we've closed around $28. So it looks like, we haven't closed below $28 on a daily candle yet. So you could see, it looks like we're holding that 28 mark pretty good. And that has become support now. Now, let's talk about our descending triangle that we're in, because we have broken our uptrend multiple times. I did used to have a uptrend line here in green that I had to move on multiple occasions, but, because it was making lower highs and lower lows, we have taken that off. And, the stock has been in a downtrend ever since coming off of these all-time highs. So now we're clearly in a descending triangle. We've broken our support that we were in. So last video I was talking about was on this $33 support here. The stock was making lower highs going into this support here. Okay, so the stock was going to have to make a decision by, it looked like April, where these two lines were going to cross. This trend line where it was making these lower highs, and this support line right here, we're going to cross by the beginning of April right here. You could see where they would intersect, and that was around April 1st. So the stock was going to have to make a decision by then which way it wanted to go. It was either going to have to break out to the upside out of that descending triangle, or the support was going to have to break and it was going to have to go downward. And that looks like what it has done. So now that the stock has made a lower low off of our lower high right here, I'm expecting it to make another lower high as it continues its downtrend here. We have established a new support, it looks like, at that $28 area. So now we can move our trend line to come down and intersect with the $28 area for now to see if this is going to break the $28 support here, or if it's going to reverse from there and break out of this descending triangle and make a move upwards. So now we have, it looks like, until the end of June, maybe beginning of July here, until the stock has to make a decision on which way it wants to go now. Either it's going to have to hold this support here at $28 and make a move to the upside, breaking out of our downtrend of these lower highs and lower lows, and reverse and make a move to the upside here, or it will have to do what it did last time and make another lower low, break this support here, and move down to a different support, which looks like the next support is going to be around, let's see here. You could see we have it looks like we have a gap here around $23 or $24. So that might be the next stop for this stock if it does break this $28 area, or this $28 support. So just keep an eye on that for the next move for this stock to make. Okay, if these interest rates keep rising and people keep selling off all these stocks, this could be the next stop for this stock if it keeps going lower, is around that $23 to $24 area for support. So I would watch that. All right, now let's take a look at our moving averages here. I'm just going to throw them up on our daily chart, see where we're at with those. You could see the 200-day way up here in the yellow, and we are well below that. We're also well below our 50-day moving average here in the blue. As you could see, those we lost those a while ago. Looks like the 200-day was acting as resistance here when we were up in this area, as it kind of follows my trend line here. And it looks like for now, you could see these past couple weeks, we've been stuck below this 21-day moving average here in the light blue, and this 8-day in the white here. Those have been acting as strong resistance here. You could see we've been stuck below those. And these past 3 days here, it looks like we've gained a little bit of momentum, and we've been able to get above these, both of these, and stay above these. Look at how we popped above these on the 12th, both of them, and then we were able to maintain above those. So we're staying above them for these past 3 days. We haven't dropped back below, so that's a pretty good sign that we were able to stay above those two moving averages. So that could be a sign of a little bit of momentum moving into next week here. All right, so keep an eye on that. That could be the start of a little bit of an uptrend here. All right, so I'm not saying it could be a huge thing, but just keep an eye on that, because look at how far we can go back here. Since we've been above those moving averages for a couple days. We'd have to go back to, it looks like, the beginning or around the end of November here, since we've been able to stay above those for a couple days there. All right, so that's a pretty good sign for momentum. Now, let's switch over to the weekly chart. Now, you could get a pretty good look at that descending triangle from this weekly chart here. You get a clearer picture of that. Look at our 50-day or 50-period moving average here on the weekly chart in the dark blue. Look at how it mimics my trend line here. You see that? It follows my trend line very closely here as resistance. As soon as we fell below that 50-period moving average, right around this area, that thing's going to act as strong resistance now. Right around, it looked like August, the beginning of August, we fell below there, now that will act as strong resistance. So that's going to be a big hurdle in the future when we do get back up to that point, that 50-period moving average on our weekly chart. That will be a strong resistance point to keep an eye on. Look at our 21-period moving average here in the light blue. Not much to talk about with that, but our 8-period moving average here in the white, you can see, has been acting as resistance also. Every time we get up to that for the past 2 weeks, it looks like we've been selling off. So we need to first get above that, and then we will have some momentum here. So it starts on the daily chart. Looks like we're gaining some momentum, but I want to see a weekly close on a candle above this 8-period moving average on our weekly chart to show us, a little bit of a confirmation that we do have momentum and we're starting to run to the upside here. Okay, so wait for that before you, get into a position maybe on the long side. And then the ultimate confirmation will be when we get above this 50-period moving average here and break out of this downtrend on our weekly chart. Okay, so that's about all I got here for NIO. Not much really to talk about other than this descending triangle we're stuck in, and hopefully we can break out of this thing soon and start moving back to the upside to fill this gap in up here, because I know that's what a lot of people are waiting for on this chart here. Okay, so if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. It really helps me out when you guys hit that like button, so don't forget to do that. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.